Let's talk about stealth and crime in Crimson Desert. But first off, I want to start by saying that I didn't really expect Crimson Desert to have good stealth. Everything that was shown from previous gave the impression that this game was not really made with stealth in mind. And that was fine. And so I wasn't really shocked when the stealth and the crime systems were bare bones, mere sticks and stones waiting for a random gust of wind to topple it all off. But anyway, let's talk about stealth. So stealth in its most basic application in a game is present in Crimson Desert. You can crouch and you can assassinate enemies. However, if we talk about how useful the assassination mechanic is, well, it's pretty useless. When you assassinate an enemy, everyone in a 100-meter radius will know where you are, initiating full-on combat. Not to mention that areas in the games are mostly open spaces and not building interiors, where there are a lot of hiding places. And that's fine since the game's focus is on large-scale combat. But it does mean that the assassinate button is merely something they added for the heck of it, rather than a thought-out mechanic. So even as a stealth enthusiast, I would have been fine if there was no assassinate option. Plus, entering combat with other moves like winch or ambush is way cooler than a dagger takedown. And so as far as stealth attacks are concerned, that's basically what stealth is in Crimson Desert. Now let's talk about the crime system, since stealth and crime in video games often go hand in hand. So to commit crimes, you will need a mask. You can get a mask easily as random drops from killing bandits in Chapter 2 and beyond. You can also purchase them from certain traders. And once you get a mask and equip it, you will notice that criminal activities like steal, threaten, and pickpocket can now be triggered. Now, regardless of what criminal act you do, once you do it, a crime bar will appear on the screen. During this time, anyone who will see the player will become a witness to the crime. It doesn't matter if they saw you do the act or you just happened to pass by them. If that bar is on the screen, they will become a witness. This will then add a bounty on your head. Personally, I dislike the crime meter system because it doesn't make sense. Why would a random NPC become a witness if they never saw me commit the crime? There is just no logic there. Even if you tell me that it is to add some consequences to your actions, well, the game already does that with a decrease in contribution XP every time you commit a crime. Again, this decrease happens regardless if there is a witness or not. If you steal any item from anywhere, you'll get a -5 to your contribution XP. Now, while on paper deducting contribution XP for every stolen item seems okay, in practice it sucks. This is because contribution XP is more than just a reputation level. It's a currency that we can use to purchase certain gears. So if you decide to live a life of crime, stealing everything that is not bolted down, then you'll be locking yourself from certain gears and who knows what else that is locked behind contribution. It is also worth mentioning that there's no stolen status or tag for items. So anything you steal, you can sell to any merchant that would accept that certain item. When you get caught by guards, you also don't lose any item you stole. They will just take your bounty from your silver stash and also your masks. Additionally, there's also a hiding mechanic and disguise mechanic in the game, which are pretty cool but very contextual. The hiding mechanic allows you to hide in certain places like under a cart, in haystacks, and on top of the trees. Personally, I haven't used it as much, since I figured stealing was not really that worth it early on. And when I stole, I simply waited for the meter to disappear before I leave an area. So there was really no situation where I had to hide from guards under carts or wherever else. For the disguises though, so far they are mainly used to enter certain areas for quests. Aside from being potential gear, I don't think they have any function for advanced stealth tactics or anything else. And so yeah, that's basically it. Stealth and crime in Crimson Desert is pretty meh. But again, that's fine, it's just not that type of game.